Opposite smoke shops are
Vape. They'll do it.
I think they're being used interchangeably.
Oh, okay.
Okay, perfect.
Good to see you.
Okay, good.
Okay.
So basically, I've gotten like a lot of emails and phone calls from residents
Bob, you're part
Bob,
of.
you're part of this as well, from my understanding.
about
Surprise!
I don't bite. No, you take this and he has.
the smoke shop right on, at the bottom of Mount Joy and Central Avenue. It's at the corner. And a lot of residents are concerned because it's right near the Sealy School, where which we just made one way. And they think that it's totally inappropriate to have a smoke shop right near, some schools. And some residents sent me a copy of a state statute. And they feel that the signage, is inappropriate. And they also, some people feel that the use is inappropriate. And I thought that it would be, since I'm getting so many, calls, I thought that it would be useful to have a public discussion so everybody will know exactly what the, what our rights are.
So is the,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was to say, is the location where this smoke shop at question is located within the bounds of the law, or is it against the law?
It's not against the law, I can say
Okay.
that. So I just
Okay.
want to mention, this is not a town-authorized cannabis marijuana shop, right? And there's no evidence that I have that they're selling marijuana or cannabis. So I wanted to put that out there. There would be zoning for that. It would probably not be in that area, I don't know. But I just wanted to make sure people understand that this is not pursuant to the sale of cannabis and marijuana. It's paraphernalia. The second thing I wanted to mention.
And we're not allowing those types of shops regardless.
Right, we're not allowing those, so people should know that. The second thing I want to mention is we really, at this moment, other than the legislation that you mentioned, which regulates tobacco, right, which is something a little bit different, and I don't know what they're doing, but there is a law that we're going to address, and it basically says that you can't have certain signage in the windows of stores or on display as it pertains to tobacco. So we're going to explore that statute that was sent.
So basically, if it says it's a smoke shop, that would be in violation of the law?
Advertisement.
Yeah, well, again, it talks about tobacco, so we have to explore that. The third thing I want to mention is I'm going to reach out to them and have a dialogue with them, the owners, because I think that that's always important, that they understand what the issues are. We've had similar issues with liquor stores in the terms of the items that they display and advertising and, sexual content, and we've been able to work those things out. So we definitely recognize, what the issue is, and we're working to try to address that. But again, it's the First Amendment issues with respect to content that we've always had problems, dealing with in terms of regulating the content of certain signs. For example, on Hartsdale Avenue and places like that. So I just wanted to mention those things. We are addressing it or trying to address it, so I wanted to put that out there. And I know that, Captain DeLacio has some other things he wants to mention.
And also, could you mention, because some people feel that even though they can't sell cannabis, that I know on East Hartsdale Avenue, sometimes, I think they tried, a couple months ago, and the police made some arrests. So could you tell us what type of, monitoring you do to make sure that everything's legal?
I mean, routinely, we would go and send out a underage agent, gas stations, any place they really sell tobacco, merchandise and vapes, and to see if they comply with the law. Sometimes they do and sometimes they don't, and when they don't, we would, cite them for that, unlawfully dealing with a minor, for anybody under age 21 purchasing tobacco. So we've routinely go out, we try not to, hit same establishments too many times, because more often than not, it's an employee and not the proprietor that's, getting the summons. Most of the times, the cases are sealed and, dismissed in the court thereafter. But we try to educate them, let them know, the dangers of, of selling the products to minors. But we have
If somebody
done-
violates the law now with the, new legislation, Albany approved relating to, cannabis, what type of, penalty, let's say they sell illegal, sell it and they say, and you issue a summons, what's the punishment?
So right now, it's legal to possess the marijuana, but it's still not legal to sell it. And I think that's what everybody's anticipating, being able to get these licenses through the state to sell and dispense of the marijuana, the recreational marijuana, not the medicinal marijuana. So, the Office of Cannabis Management is still, I don't even think they have phone lines really set up right now. So they're, we try to contact them. The DA's offices are a little bit, in limbo regarding the prosecution of these cases. I think some of the problems are going to be is actually testing. No lab in New York is going to do it. You'd have to send it out to have it tested for content and to see what is actually in it. That gets quite expensive, so it is kind of unsettled at this point.
Do you feel that, for some of the businesses, it may actually, be better, make it financially, they might just take a chance and, they get a $50 fine or whatever it is, and then, we're still not closing them down, and, I mean, could you see that?
Well,
Could you see that happening? Is the punishment gonna be just sort of like a little bit of a slap and in effect?
We're reaching out with Department of Health because they work on a point system regarding the sale of tobacco products. So depending on how many times you're going to get a violation, you can make a referral, and they get a point, and after a certain amount of points, they can suspend your license for selling tobacco products.
Okay.
I got
And
another
that's-
question.
That's on the tobacco end,
So,
not the marijuana.
so on the cannabis end, if the town were to allow a dispensary, let's say it's by special permit of the town board, obviously if someone's violating the conditions of, your special permit, you would be able to shut them down, so you have procedures in place for that type of situation, I think, because that's allowed by the town board by special permit. And I was just gonna ask Gary.
But not there.
But not there.
Right.
Do you know if there are any signage, I know we were working on a local law, are there signage restrictions that you're aware of that we've been working on, or not?
I've seen some.
Can you please come to the
Yeah,
table?
sure. Yes, nothing that I'm aware of is locally codified. I've seen some discussion about New York State law, which I don't know if it's a function of the building code that talks about proximity to school. And I've seen the 1,500 linear foot distance referenced, and so I had reached out, I sent a couple emails today, and we're researching that to understand if there are restrictions on what can be displayed in proximity to a school. But I believe that's on the state level.
Yeah, so that's what we're doing to address the situation, Paul. Right now, we're using the statute that a resident provided to see if we can address the situation that way in terms of distance. So that's what we're doing at the moment.
Now, earlier you said that that didn't apply. Was that because of it's more than 1,500 feet, or because it doesn't apply to this particular establishment?
Well,
or-
we didn't measure the distance
Okay.
yet, or at least
Right.
I haven't, but again, it depends on what they're selling.
Right.
I don't know what they're advertising, and that law pertains to tobacco. So, maybe they're not selling tobacco, maybe
Right.
it's something related to use of tobacco.
Right, yeah.
I did a rough measurement out there, right, and I come up around 1,200 feet, so they're definitely within the,
Oh,
Okay,
less than the 15,
okay.
you know?
Yeah.
well,
And
we-
isn't New York State looking at some laws regarding vaping, crafting some laws regarding vaping?
I think so.
Yeah, so, that's something to tune into and see.
Are those pictures of the place?
Well, I got pictures of the sign permit that they have for the, and I made copies for everybody.
And again, Paul, I just want to mention, I've
Thank
seen
you.
some of the emails as well, and I just want to make sure that we do a thorough job in terms of investigating to make sure that we're on the right side of the law before we take any specific action
Absolutely.
in terms of violation notices or summonses or things like that. But we are, again.
Right, I think, residents have had some concerns, and they just want to know that we're paying attention to this.
Right.
I think it's
So it's
key
just-
because the, especially, and I think the
Yeah, 'cause
reason New
what
York
they're
State
doing
is
here,
looking at
the
vaping
store's actually
laws
being
is
cut in
because
half
it's a
for this
higher
demising law.
concentration
So
of
it's gonna be a
nicotine.
small
and-
store. But this is the sign that they have here. So this is a cloud. I know it's kind of hard to see. It says convenience. So it looks to me like it's going to be a convenience store, but they're going to have a smoke section. And I want to reach out to them and to make certain that's what that is.
And then next to the liquors and wine store.
I
They're
think
gonna
it's the
have all
liquor.
of that stuff?
They replaced
No.
that store, and that store
Oh,
is
they
now this
replaced the
store.
store?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. I thought they were all the same.
And we
Okay.
had issues with that particular store because they were displaying certain things in the window that people felt were provocative. So we discussed that with the owner at that time, but this is a different store now.
It's a new owner.
The
It's a
new owner?
selling a different product.
Okay.
So when you said there's a smoke area, they're not actually smoking in the building, they're actually, you purchase it and you leave?
Yes, so it wouldn't be purchased. And
It
here
wouldn't be a
again,
lounge?
it looks to me like it's going to be a convenience store. And I think why they did that is because used to have across the street there, you know? That always did pretty well. I know one thing of. So I figured the convenience thing will probably be, milk.
Also Dairy Mart. that was-
Yeah, a beer or stuff like that, snacks. And maybe they may have a smoke section.
Okay.
So, but this, we gotta make sure that it's away from the windows, there's no advertising in it, to meet the letter of the law.
Can't pick it up.
What do you want?
Yeah. No, I was just trying to see if it can be picked up on the camera.
Oh,
Well, clearly it's a convenience store. I can't make it any clearer.
I don't see a problem with the sign they have here.
Right.
it's
That
just
would be in
what's
any
inside.
violation.
It's
It says
just the sign.
convenience,
Yeah.
really big
They-
letters.
They put, there's like because I was there yesterday, there was sort of like a sign that said smoke.
Really?
In the window? or-
Yeah, it was sort of like, it was right on
Does
top
it
of the
come
window, I
out?
think.
Because on this thing here, I know it's a little blurry, that is a cloud. It says
No,
cloud on it.
that was.
Right, it's called Cloud House Convenience.
No, no, they had something yesterday, it
What
was,
does
I
that
think it
mean?
was right over, maybe it was like a, it looked like almost like a cloth banner or something, I think.
Oh, yeah, and they said smoke shop too, and they had,
You saw that, you're right.
yeah, I saw that, yeah.
Yeah,
So you
that
told
was,
them to take
I
that
wasn't
down?
there today, but, I saw it yesterday.
So they took that down, the smoke shop there.
Yeah, coming
So
soon.
they can't have that.
They had a thing that said coming soon, so that's gonna have to be
Yeah.
coming down.
Are they selling tobacco?
I don't know yet, that's what I wanna reach out to them.
Yeah,
See
what is
what
that
they're
cloud?
gonna-
What does that mean?
Yeah. So I wanna reach out to them and see exactly what they are.
Because it was like a convenience, it's sort of almost the same thing as a 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
Didn't 7-Eleven sell cigarettes?
Yes,
Right, so if they would make it more of a convenience and, highlight that, then it's more of a neighborhood type of, business, and maybe they could de-emphasize the smoking, maybe they'll do it voluntarily.
yeah. What I think they may be selling cigarettes, maybe some cigars, because that usually seems like cigars are popular, because I guess it's a bigger profit margin on that, depending on the ones they sell. Probably some vaping, like I said, there may be a small section in that store that'll be pertaining to that, but the rest will be more like convenience stuff.
All right, so we're going to gather more information.
Yeah, I want to reach out to them and talk to them exactly what they're going to be putting in here.
Yeah, and there are any number of New York State laws that are already in place that could be impactful, as well as some that are being considered.
Right.
And then we'll start enforcement actions if they're in violation of
If
the
they're in
law.
violation.
Right.
That's great. No, I think this is helpful because, then I could share this with, with the residents, and I think they'll be reassured.
Great, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Appreciate your time.